Hello, and welcome into this video. My name is Laura. I'm a somatic coach, and I wanted to record this video to speak about the free mini course that I launched this week, and I hope you would join, for an embodied journey into dance, especially, well, two type of dance really, dancing with your feeling sense, dancing with your sensation, and dancing with belly dance movement. Yeah. So, for those of you who know me already, hi, it's so nice to have you here again. Thank you for being here again. And if you don't know me, just in a few words, I've been sharing movement as a way to improve our holistic health, whether it's about more on the emotional level or on physical level. Everything's connected, right? And I've been doing that especially through yoga, some qigong, tai chi, and through a discipline that is called trauma-informed yoga. Yeah. And I've been doing that for a few years, and now I'm finding myself evolving and wanting to not confine my work and my own practice to yoga, asanas, and to the yoga philosophy. I want to bring in more. Yeah, and what I'm bringing in it started in my own practice, and I realized I would really love to share it too, is to bring back dance. Yeah, and so the dance I have learned is belly dance, that I prefer to call Oriental dance. Designed as it's the same thing, it's just that the name is different, and Oriental dance fits more how in Arabic Oriental dance is called, which is Raqs Sharqi. It doesn't mean belly dance in Arabic, it means Oriental dance. So it's a bit more, I prefer it, maybe it's just me. Anyway, I've learned it in my teens actually, and it's been a beautiful journey to learn belly dance in my teens. It got me more confidence in my body actually, and it gave me a way to approach myself that I had never experienced before. Yeah, especially as I was a teen. You know, as a teenager, it's a little bit hard to be in your body. There's so many things happening, and then you compare yourself to other people. At least I was like that. I think usually we're as teens, and then later on in life still, but it begins maybe as teenager. We really start to feel so insecure in who we are, in how we look, and how we're taking up space. Yeah. And some of us, and I include myself in that, have developed a tendency to take as little space as possible. Yeah. Maybe that's a mechanism that started early, yeah, maybe as a kid already, yeah, to which I can relate to some extent as well, to make myself small, to not be seen, so I will not be I have to find my words in English, yeah, that's always the trouble. I would say the recipient of anger. Yeah. Maybe you also grew up with one or two parental figure who seem to have trouble with some emotions, and so you would be on the receiving end on that. And so in order to not receive anger, to not receive other emotions from your caregivers that would make you feel insecure, you try to keep yourself small, yeah, to not be seen, to not make mistakes. Maybe you develop later on in life a sort of perfectionism, yeah, some of us have that too. And that's a whole arrangement of our character or personality that I feel is really linked to space, to how we both inhabit our space and dare or don't dare to take up space. I feel a lot of what we face in life in terms of difficulties or challenges or things we call blockages. I don't really like that term blockages if you've been following me for a while, especially if you're a French speaker, because I used to teach in French. You know, I don't really believe in blockages. Nothing's really blocking you. It's just things that are a little bit in our unconscious, and so we don't see it, and we keep like hitting a window because we don't see something, and so we keep bumping into the window, but it's not really a blockage. But anyway, many of those challenges we face in life, and we've been facing maybe for decades already, in my own view, can really be linked to that relationship we have with space. And when I mean space, it's literally the space around you, yeah, not the space out there, not just that, but more directly this space, just right outside your skin. Yeah. You could maybe also just take a moment to take your hands outward and just have a moment of pause right now. I like to always include those little moments of somatic experience, somatic tasting, somatic awareness. See how much you can, because our hands are so sensitive, right? The skin of our hands or palms are so sensitive. So how much can you gather in your hands? How much information? Can you sense anything in your hands? Or do you have the impression that your hands are hanging out here in this kind of void? All around you would be void, void of information, void of anything. And maybe you see that it requires a kind of shift in your awareness, in your perception, that this is not void, and you don't have to always almost like fight against the void, or your always have to do things. You can receive. You can receive information right now in your hands. Getting sensitive. Maybe not. Maybe it's a practice anyway. And relationship with this space around, because it's about being visible also. It's about giving our existence a visibility. It's about giving us space to be seen and to experience ourselves. I really see space being correlated with the idea of experiencing ourselves. The more we allow ourselves to take a space, the more we're connecting with our feeling sense again. Can you receive the space all around you, just right now, opening your arms? And it's so interesting when you work with the body and look at or inquire into the connection between body, emotions, mind, spirit. You see how much a posture influences a lot how you feel. Sometimes when you feel when we are in our tendency, in our reflexes or defense mechanism to keep ourselves small, the idea of opening your hands outward and kind of vulnerable in a way, yeah, we're opening everything when a gesture of receiving, that might seem, no, that's impossible, I cannot do that. I cannot make myself seen and open myself to receive. Why? Because I'm afraid of what I'm going to get also, yeah? And I do not trust the space to send me positive, pleasant information. So we're shutting down ourselves, keeping ourselves small to close our access to the space around. And not just the space, it's the people and the things in that space and the flow of life, keeping myself small to not be confronted to what might happen that I might not be able to handle, that I might not appreciate, in the sense it's going to hurt me. Yeah, it might hurt me, and I've hurt enough already. See, when I get passionate, I forget the track, so I come back to this. Yeah. So we're closing ourselves to space because we want to close our feeling sense. That's a very important correlation here. It's a very important correlation that is at the root of my desire to create the course that I have created, the free mini course that I have created. So that combines exploration of space and exploration of belly dance movement. I could have kept it just to exploration of space and be into a somatic exploration with intuitive movement, whatever would come up on your side, whatever would come up on my side. But so I've been reconnecting with that, in a way, old passion of mine, so already over 15 years, yeah, not getting younger, that I've discovered belly dance and explored its wonder. And I see in dancing such a beautiful path, actually, that can be very challenging because it's confronting us to our feeling sense. So when I speak about feeling sense, it's really the ability to feel, yeah, the sense of feeling yourself, of feeling your own body, of feeling your own mind, of feeling your own emotion, and of course of feeling everything around you through all your senses. The sense of feeling sense. And in my experience of dance, I would say dancing is about feeling. It's not about physical prowess, it's not about aesthetic performance for me. It can be, but because you have many competition and then that's involved, right? But in a more essential way, I would say, the essence for me of dancing is feeling. And in a way, if you cannot feel, you'll have big trouble to dance. That's not the truth, okay? That's my faith in dance. That's my perception, conversation with dance, the art of dancing. It's about feeling, yeah. So the interest of taking that whole inquiry of how do I take up space? How can I feel confident taking up space? How can I go towards space with feeling the support to feel? Yeah, how can I use my exploration of space as a way to support my feeling sense, my ability to feel, and as a way to help me feel empowered in feeling and not disempowered. Yeah, to establish a sense of trust in taking up space, in letting myself go with the flow of what I feel and with the flow of life. Yeah, and hopefully enjoy that dance, yeah, with life, with space, with letting myself take space. So, because it's the form I have learned, that's the form I share. Had I learned another type of dance, I would share through that. But then the very interesting thing for me, more specific, now I'm getting more into the specific and telling you a little bit about what you'll get into the course. Yeah, if you join me into that exploration of claiming space, which is the title I gave to my mini course, Claiming Space, through somatic exploration, through Oriental dance movement. My more specific interest is to really connect to the reality and wisdom of the body. So I'm gonna go slow to connect those dots here. We could just explore space like that. But I like to look at the body, go deeper, and see how the body has learned to take up space already. So there's a little bit of reassuring thing here, like, oh, it's something we did before. So it's nothing to create anew, it's just something to come back to. We've learned to do that already. And we understand that we've learned to take up space and embody space when we look at the development of the body before it took that shape, which means looking at the embryo, looking at how we formed this body in the womb of our mother. Yeah. So that's my interest with somatic disciplines. And so there are specific disciplines that I'm interested in just because they really go back to the roots. And I feel going back to the roots of this embodiment, incarnation of me in flesh and matter helps me understand myself better and bring so much more wholeness in my life, because there's an understanding how I shape myself, and understanding how my body has been shaped helped me explore movement with so much more precision and in a very enriched way, because then the way we'll explore movement is supported by the way the body developed itself, or we developed our body. And so going back to embryology that I have learned through body-mind centering, and I've learned especially with the founder, which is Bunny Bainbridge Cohen, yeah, and Continuum Movement, who was founded by Emily Conrad. I just always like to mention, because I did not create any of what I'm telling you. Yeah, I've experienced that through people, and I want to just honor them and the infinite wisdom. They're amazing people. Every time I'm learning something through those disciplines, I'm like, this is wonderful. It's amazing. Through Bunny Bainbridge Cohen, so I became aware of space, and the way we explore, I've learned to explore space is through the embryo and understanding the way it shaped itself and it took up space, and that our space is actually not just what's underneath our skin, but space is also what's the space that we occupy, that we inhabit. It's not just the space underneath our skin, it's also the space right outside our skin. And that is your peri-personal space. For your brain, the space right outside your skin is still your body. Yeah. So when you move, what would it be actually to just let yourself sway from side to side with the awareness, open awareness that you're not just moving this fleshy body, you're including a bit more of your body, which includes the space right outside your skin, which for your brain is still your body. And we get a clear sensation of that the space right outside our body is still ours when someone comes so close to you and you're like, you're way too close, like you're in my space. Yeah, have you ever said that to someone? You're in my space right now. That awareness of having personal space and someone inviting it, invading it. So, not this, you can try also. Coming maybe your hands close to your face, and then slowly extending the arm away and asking yourself, at which distance of my face do I still feel like space is mine? It's my space, maybe here I feel, the space between my hands and my face still belongs to me. That's my space. Is it here? Is it there? Does it feel a bit too far? Or maybe I can even belong to that distance and to the space in between. Wherever it feels like, this is my space, like I recognize that as my space, then the invitation would be, okay, let the space move you then. Don't move from the flesh, move from the space. And I don't know how long it might take you to get into that dance with space, but all I can say is, for me, it's so worth the journey, because at some point you feel you're embraced, you're being hugged, you're being licked, you're being yeah, embraced by space, and it's such a comfortable feeling that you typically do not have, that we typically do not have when we feel threatened by feeling. So I hope you can see, I hope you can connect the dot as well, how much sensing space and being aware of the space I inhabit, whether I'm aware of it or not, I inhabit that space outside of my skin as well as in my skin. Yeah, we have a front space and a back space as we learn with the embryo. And so it's not defined by the contour of the skin. It's more than the skin, it's outside. And the space outside and the space inside maybe have different embodiment, because we have a fleshy embodiment of the space inside the skin, but beyond the skin is still ours. So can we try to open and merge in a way, just be in both? And what kind of movement come from that? I lost my sentence again. I lost my track. Hope it makes sense. I always want to keep those videos very improvisational and intuitive, just genuine. Yeah, so not preparing too many things. It's getting with the passion, the flow of passion. So typically when maybe you can tell, you can see in your own patterns in life, I think you can recognize that in your own patterns in life, tendency to keep yourself small, to keep it, keep it small, play small, stay hidden, don't show yourself too much. Wherever that manifests in your life, there are areas of your life where you'll be more confident, and then there are areas of your life where you will not find that. Maybe through some relationship where you have been used to being encountered by another in a power relationship, and you were dominated, and they were in a dominant posture, and so that has stayed maybe in some of your relationship, and you feel inferior. So you feel trapped and cut off from space, and probably a little bit more on the watch out, on the lookout, on threatened, and so disconnected from the space around, not letting yourself be moved by space. As soon as you let yourself be moved by space, you're opening yourself to feeling, but you're also opening yourself to pleasure. And I think that's one of the first things we disconnect from when we feel threatened, because pleasure is not something essential anymore at all. It's something that gets, really like sacrificed for in the profit of survival. Yeah, and keeping ourselves away from being hurt. So see if you can connect those dots in your life, keeping yourself small, shutting yourself down from feeling, and so shutting yourself down from pleasure, and inquire into, how is my body in those moments? And usually we have rounded shoulders, and our heart stays inside our chest to not get hurt, and we even kind of bring the tailbone and the head toward each other, like to protect ourselves. Yeah, and in a shortening, there's a shortening around the body, or compressing to just stay small, like literally, we want to stay small. I cannot help but mention obviously some other mechanism in playing small that might come up in some of us, such as eating disorders. Yeah. And that I can again just speak from my own experience of having had an eating disorder in my 20s. The real motivation, it's not conscious motivation, but the intention behind that mechanism, I can recognize clearly and was somewhat aware of, that I want to be as small as possible. I do not want to take up space. Yeah, that was the real concern that real concern of taking up space. I didn't want it to. I wanted to take as little space as possible. And the way it's shaped in my being is to develop an eating disorder. Yeah. So I would not be bigger in a way. So again, a relationship with space, right? And I think many of our coping mechanism, eating disorder is a coping mechanism, I would tend to say, again, just preferring to speak from my own truth, whether to, instead of generalizing things, so everyone can access their own truth. I think also all mechanism about numbing ourselves and just sitting in front of the TV for hours and just not feeling anything is also a way to avoid space and feeling what might arise in space, shutting ourselves off from or feeling sense that happen in the present moment in our embodiment. And numbing is like a strategy to disembody ourselves, and watching TV or scrolling for hours. Sorry guys. I know we're many to do it and not necessarily with that intention, so don't take it personally if it doesn't resonate, but just notice if for some people it's a coping mechanism designed to not feel, and so we reduce our attention to a screen and also we project ourselves into that screen, so we don't want to be in this body experiencing this flesh and this flow of life, and so this space. So hope you can see how much I'm passionate about that topic and how relevant it is really for our overall health. Because of course keeping ourselves rounded and compressed is going to impact our body. It's going to impact the blood flow in our bodies, and it's an important thing to nourish our organs and everything. It's going to impact obviously the way we feel in ourselves. If we keep ourselves small, then we develop a very poor self-image, and along with it every type of emotion that comes and build around that self-image and make it stronger. So exploring space, I found somatic exploration of space and then dance are powerful yet very gentle ways to start to deconstruct all of that. All of those mechanisms that make us feel we are stuck in our life, or we are not living a fulfilling life, or we are not living the life we're meant to live. I found somatic exploration of space here that I'm offering throughout the course as very powerful yet gentle, as I said, because it's not about confronting yourself to what is so overwhelming in yourself, in your life. It's not confronting, actually. There will be aspect coming up, but there's always an invitation to just stay where you are and stay with what's happening, because when you're staying with that, it's a giving of space. And that's very important. And the way you feel inclined to give space, because we have started to build a safe relationship with space. So we start from safety. We have to feel safe in embodying ourselves. And in that somatic work that I hope you will explore, you will sense that we're giving foundation, safe foundation, and then we start to dare a little bit at your own level, at your own pace, with maybe engaging with belly dance movement. And letting our body move in ways maybe it has never moved before, or moved in a new way if you've tried belly dance already. How is it like to find a fluid and circular movement of dance, but through space? And maybe suddenly, if you are a belly dancer, you'll notice that there's this more organic feeling to moving, or there's more play in your body with belly dance move, because you include space and the aspect of being moved. Being moved in a way that feels safe, but also more and more pleasurable, which also means that when it becomes so pleasurable and more organic, we are surrendering our need to control the movement. So we're getting out of our head because we learn, okay, it's safe to feel my body. It's starting to be safe to move my body, and we start to get rid of the pressure of doing good, doing perfect, okay, perfectionism here is starting to melt away because we are following sensations. And that's how this work is both powerful yet gentle, is we're listening. We're listening to the sensation and following them, but we're also choosing which sensation to follow. So it's a partnership between the living body and our awareness. It's a kind of dance too. There's continuously a lot of information that comes to the body, and the brain filters out a lot because we can't focus on anything. But that filtering can become a habit too. And so in those somatic exploration, we learn to orient or listening to different sensations that maybe we had not become aware of, and start to listen to them and see what can I follow. So you're never pushed, you're not confronted, you're invited. And you let yourself be guided. That's a surrendering process that comes organically and not against your will. Yeah, it's like your living body offering a hand, and you're taking it, and you'll take it where it still feels comfortable. You don't go beyond your boundaries, you expand your boundaries. Yeah, just like, I don't like the sentence, go out of your comfort zone. Don't go out of the comfort zone. It's overwhelming outside the comfort zone, okay? Expand the comfort zone. Make comfortable what was not comfortable. And I feel that it's a somatic way, actually. Yeah. So I think I've spoken enough. And I hope I managed to keep a sense of unfolding in that presentation of my course and the topic of the course and the potency of that exploration. I hope I kept that in a way that makes sense, and that would help you to invite a lot of self-inquiry, maybe develop more self-inquiry in your own life. If you have any question, please reach out here on Facebook, here on YouTube, in my private messages. You're welcome to do so. And of course, join the course. It's free. So you're not risking much here. Or actually, you're risking a lot by opening yourself to that path. And it's a risk in a positive way, very fruitful and abundant sense of the word. It's an opportunity. I hope you take it. And I will see you soon for another discussion around the topic. If there's any aspect of the topic you would like me to speak more about, let me know in the comments. And I'm sure I would love to speak more on the topic. Okay, knowing myself, I always love to share more. So do that, go ahead, and take care of yourself.